Hi, thanks again so much for joining me today for this slow flow. It's the inaugural practice. And yeah, so to get started, you will need two blocks. If you don't have blocks, books are really good, or you can use water bottles as well. So slow flow it's a really nice way of integrating a vinyasa practice and also having more of an influence on the hatha side, so holding the longer poses. Now, the benefit of actually doing a hatha or the style of slow flow is that you can really connect with the breath in between and also the transitions. That being said, if you're more of like a visual person, you might want to think of a mala. So that's like a beaded necklace or a rosary, something like that. So the pose is the bead, and the string that connects the two to the next is the breath. So when we go through these flows, I want you to visualize that smooth, continuous motion. The poses might be new to you, and that's totally okay. We're all learning, so just take your time. And yeah, okay, let's get started. So let's come into wide knee child's pose. Open your knees the width of the mat, big toes to touch. And then sink your hips back to your heels. Now you can rest your forehead on your mat or on a block. A great way to assess if you need a block under the forehead is if your hips are high. So if your hips are high like this, it'll feel better to place a block under your forehead. Take a full breath in through your nose and sigh out your mouth. And a full breath in and breath out. Massage your forehead, rocking from side to side. And there's this spot in the middle of your forehead. It's quite sensitive to light and to sensation. So when we're very stimulated, this is actually a really good way to calm your nervous system. It also helps if you're tired or sleepy and you need that extra rest just to cover that third eye. Now get long through the sides of your body. Come up onto your fingertips. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, shift more weight back to your heels. Now you can feel the belly draw in towards the spine so that you're engaging now through the midsection, through your core. And just that subtle adjustment has changed a passive wide knee child's pose into an active one. One more breath here. And on the exhale, contract through the abdomen, rise up into tabletop position. So hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow pose. A big breath in, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest. Press up between your shoulder blades. Now really press up between the shoulder blades so you feel the protraction of your shoulder blades around the rib cage. Now inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale to round through. Go ahead, do this a few times. Maybe it feels really good to stay in one version a little bit longer. Go for it if that's the case. The first few flows we'll be coming into are what's known as moon salutations. So we're going to stay nice and low to the ground. This is a hip opening practice too. All right, make your way into downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. Let's take whatever movement feels good. So pedal it out. Hey there, thanks so much for joining. You're just tuning right into our practice. Awesome. All right, so we pedal up the feet. Shift the weight forward and back. Notice how that feels. Come onto the toes, maybe bend the knees. Just playing with the sensation here. Might even want to do a little twist. Ooh. Okay, breath in and breath out. Look to your hands, step up to the top of your space. Ragdoll, bend your knees a lot. Let your belly and your ribs rest on your thighs. Now you can grab for the opposite elbows, hang over your legs. Just imagine that your spine, your head is like a grape on a vine. So it's hanging so heavy. Such a great way to turn the energy around in your body. So bring the blood up towards our brain. Now, if you know you get lightheaded in this shape, might be better to keep your knees bent, fingertips on the floor. All right. Take a breath in, stretch your chest forward. Bow, exhale. Again, halfway lift to lengthen. Fold, exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale, reach all the way up, rise up. And hands can come in front of your chest. So just take a moment here with your feet on the mat. Ground down through the soles of your feet. Rise up tall through the crown of your head. And there's this buoyancy in your spine, so you can feel the natural curves. Might even need to shift forward and back on your feet, side to side. Notice how that feels. Find the center. Great. Have a wonderful practice today, everyone. Take a big breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Bending the knees as you come down. Halfway lift to lengthen through your chest. Bow, exhale. Bend the knees, inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Time the movement with your breath. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Okay, breathe in for length. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stretch your chest. Bow, exhale. Okay, take a full breath in as you rise. Come all the way up to the top. Now interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. Take a full breath in, get nice and long. Exhale up and over to your right. And you can close your eyes here. Just notice how that feels. Give yourself some space on the right side on the inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can pull yourself a little bit deeper into the side stretch. And inhale to rise back up to the center. Bend the knees, bend your elbows. And come back up to the top. Take a full breath in. Exhale up and over in the opposite direction. Nice full movement with the breath. And I'm just going to close the door here, sorry. Inhale to come back up to the center. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift, stretch your chest. Bow, exhale. Now bend the knees, take a big step back with your right foot. Drop the back knee to the mat and come up onto your front thigh. Notice how this feels into the front of your right hip. We'll be here for about 8 to 10 breaths as we sink into the shape. And there if you're really flexible, it's easy to fall into the mobility or overextension in the hips. So see if you can practice containment. So for those of you who are tighter, then this might be pretty deep for you. Only go to a space that's more comfortable for your body, most comfortable. Now interlace your fingers, place your hands on your left thigh. Let's do a little cat-cow stretch here. So take a big breath in. Exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest, try to hollow it out. Notice how that changes the shape in the front of your right hip. Now inhale, drop the belly, open your chest, look up, open through your throat so your voice is sweeter. And exhale, round through. Do this just a couple more times. We're going to use all four sides of the mat today. Inhale, come back up, place your fingertips on the mat, curl your back toes under, lift your knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, crawl your hands over to the right side of your mat and take a deep lunge into your right knee. So we're at the right end of the mat, right knee is bent, left leg is long. Flex through the left toes. Now you can firm up the quad. That actually changes the stretch quite a bit into the hamstring, the back of the knee. One more breath in. Now exhale, straighten out the right knee. Ooh, little cracking, popping. Bend the left knee, right leg is straight. Nice deep breaths. Now only come down as far as you can. You can see that my left heel is high here. That's okay. You might have it really high. You might even have the foot flat completely. So we're getting into the inner thighs, the hamstrings. All right, take a breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee. Walk your hands to frame the right foot. Now drop your left knee to the mat. Sink down through the hips, rise up onto your right thigh. Let the weight of your hips sink down. Little cat-cow stretch while we're here. Take a breath in. Exhale, round the back. Tuck the chin in, tuck your tailbone. You could even draw the hips back a little bit if that helps to get into a deeper stretch. Good. Inhale, open your chest, look up. And exhale, round through. Keep tucking the tailbone. Good. Inhale. You'll notice too that your curves in your spine, they might not be as flexible as you thought they were. Like in this one for sure, you'll feel more in the upper back, but maybe less in the low back as you would in tabletop shape. Okay, now come back to neutral, fingertips to the earth, three-legged down dog. Curl your back toes under, lift the right leg up, back. Bend your knee, open your hip. Take a breath in and breath out. And inhale, rise up high onto your left toes. Press the foot down. Set your right foot down. Take a full inhale here. Empty to let it go. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale to bend the knee, open your hip, rotate through the hips. Press down through the right heel. Keep working the left hand down and forward. Come back to center. Step your foot beside your left thumb. So we're spinning on all the sides of the mat today. Drop down through the right knee. Sink into the hips. Now this time, reach your arms up and sink down. Take the hands, slide them onto your low back, onto the sacrum, maybe onto your glutes. Now, instead of pressing the hands down into the hips, think of lifting your chest higher. Lift up and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, full breath in, long breath out. Hands can come down, frame the left foot, pick up your back knee. Oh, this is where we're gonna hope I don't have any holes in my pants. Okay, turn to your right, side lunge into your right knee. Sink down into the hips. Breathe in. Exhale to get a little bit lower into the legs. And one more inhale. Exhale to press. Lift up and onto the other side. Make sure that we're not locking out the knee. So when we come into a full extension of the joint, this is called a hinge joint, your knee. So when we go into a full extension, we can lock it out and press into it. And that actually creates a lot of damage and tear around the joint. So let's get really strong and supported through it. Take a breath in. Exhale to bend your right knee. Crawl your hands forward to frame your right foot. Right leg up and back. Exhale, float your foot down. Take a breath in. Breath out. Lift your hands. Step forward. Halfway lift. Stretch your chest. Bow, exhale. Now bend your knees, get low into your seat, reach your arms up to the sky. Deep, or you could go deep with the squat. You could take the feet wider if that feels better for you, or you could just come into more of a hip stance. So get nice and low into your legs, turn on the glutes. Take a full breath in. Exhale, contract the belly, contract through the seat. One more inhale. Exhale to come up. Squeeze through the glutes, press your hips forward, arms will come back. So we activate the triceps, keep the triceps nice and strong. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale. Exhale, come up. Good, take a full breath and reach up, back. Exhale to fold forward. And hang out here. Sway your hips from side to side. Notice how that feels. Heel till the feet a little bit closer together if they're wide. Take a breath in, lengthen through the chest. Bow in, exhale. Bend your knees, step back the left foot. So we're gonna go the other way this time. Drop down through the left knee. Inhale to reach up. Full breath in, get nice and long. Sink down on the exhale. Good, full inhale, interlace the hands, reach up and back. Take a full breath in. Now exhale, press the hands forward. Again, that little bit of a cat stretch. Inhale up. And exhale forward. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring your hands down, pick up the back knee, turn to the left, side lunge into your left knee. Now this time we're gonna walk the hands towards your right foot as you sink down. So my hands are on the inside of the right foot. Stay active through the right heel. Breathe very deep. And one more breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee. Walk the hands over to your left foot. So side lunge into the right knee. Walk the hands over to the left. Listen to your breathing. Is the breath full? Is it fluid? Visualize that sensation of the mala. So notice what's going on with your breathing here. One more breath in. Exhale, crawl all the way over to the back of your mat. Frame the left foot. Reach your left leg up and back. Take a full inhale. Exhale, let it go. Let's play with wrapping the shoulder blades around the ribs. So feel the armpits turn inward, elbows start to point down. And if you were to bend the elbows, they would just come to hover the mat. All right, other side. Take a breath in, breath out. Inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, step your foot beside your right thumb. Drop your left knee down. Take a full breath in to reach all the way up. Nice and long through the sides. Steady breath in. Exhale, round through. Inhale, back up. Exhale, round through. Inhale up. And exhale through. Hands come down. Pick up the back knee. Turn to your left. Side lunge into your left knee. Breathing really deep. Feel how much more space there is in the back of the legs. Walk your hands towards the right side of, or your right foot. Now you can also work in this range too. So if this feels better, you can stay here. If that's better, stay there. Just work within your range of motion. Okay. Come back up, transition, right knee. Walk your hands towards your left foot. Push back into the hips. Nice deep breaths. Now this time, bend the left knee, crawl to the left foot, step back, downward dog. Wiggle out through the hips. Take a breath in through your nose and sigh. Let it go. Look to your hands, step forward. Halfway lift, stretch your chest. Bow, exhale. Bend your knees, get low. Reach your arms up to the sky. Now get down into your seat. The feet are about hip width distance. Maybe this time they're together or hip width. So take a breath in, get long. Exhale to swing the right arm behind you, open your chest. Inhale back to center. Exhale, swing left. Inhale, center. Exhale, swing right. Now bring your hands onto your low back. The forearms will either come down to your thighs. You can even slide a block between your legs too, if that feels good. So take a big breath in to lengthen your chest, lengthen the sides. Now roll open across the heart. Sit low into the seat. Okay, nice full breaths. Give yourself 2 to 3 more breaths here. See if you could give more space in the left side of your body as you open up through your chest. Inhale, reach all the way up, rise up to the top. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the left arm behind you, take a big breath in. Hand to the low back. Right hand can either come onto your thigh or come all the way down. Take a big breath in. Exhale, twist. Feel the left shoulder blade hug your spine. Broaden across the left collarbone. Get deeper into your seat. And 2 more breaths. Kind of psyched you out there. Thought we were going to get out a little sooner. Good. Now inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. If you have a block between the thighs, set it off to the side. Take a breath in, stretch your chest. Hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Rock forward and back on your toes. Lean forward, lean back into the heels. Again, lean forward onto the toes, back of the heels. Bring your knees down. Elbows hug your sides as you lower all the way to the tummy. Bring your hands forward, elbows on the mat, and we'll just rest here for a moment in Sphinx pose. So imagine in Sphinx pose, the hands are shoulder width distance apart. Open the hands wide. Now imagine you're trying to drag the lower half of your body on the mat. Hook your pubic bone into the earth. Activate your upper back muscles. And see if you can pull your chest ahead of your biceps. Take a breath in. And exhale to release down. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Full inhale. Exhale, push back, tabletop, downward dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, roll your spine forward. Come forward into a high plank, nice and slow. Let's set the knees down again. Come all the way down to your tummy. Inhale, baby cobra, float the chest. Exhale, push back, tabletop, downward dog. So those are two variations of flows we can take at any point. If you want to leave a flow out, you're absolutely more than welcome to do that. Right, now step your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Wide down dog. Take a big breath in, lift the hips up and back. Press your heels towards the mat. Nice and long through the sides of your body. Knit your ribs in. Now keep pressing down and forth through the right hand. Take your left hand, bring it to the outside of your right calf or your ankle or your heel. Hey, there you are. Take a breath in, lengthen. Exhale to twist. Keep pressing down and forward through the right hand. Resist the urge of sinking into your shoulder. 3 more breaths. You can add a little smile because it does help. It actually does. Okay, unravel. Left hand down. Get long through your sides. Find length. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist. Right arm. Right hand comes through. Keep pressing down and forward. Rotate through the chest. Now I have a tendency to lock out the elbows, so have a little micro bend in the left elbow. Okay. All right, hands come down. Take a breath in, come forward to high plank. You can narrow your stance. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Hold here. Hug the shoulder blades around your spine. Instead of dropping into your shoulders like this, see if you could lift. Pull yourself up and out of the shoulder joints. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift your hips. Downward dog. All right, knees come down. Take a moment in child's pose, maybe a swig of water. Let the weight of the shoulders round forward. Head is so heavy. Now you could feel all the space between your vertebrae. So you let the sit bones come closer to your heels. And as you let the shoulders glide over your back. Come on up, lean back onto your hands. Keep the knees down, take a breath in. Exhale, lift your hips. Somewhat of a supported camel. Now, full-on camel would be all the way up, but we're gonna stay a little bit lower. Now, keep the glutes active. Lower the hips back down. Take the knees out a little bit wider. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift up again. Engage through the glutes. A little bit of a strengthening pose for the backside of the body. Good, inhale down. Exhale back up. Good, one more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Good, lower yourself back down. Come all the way up, come forward, tabletop into downward dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Whew. Inhale to float your left leg up. Now step your foot to the inside of your left thumb, rise up, crescent lunge. Come all the way up to the top. Now, the rotation of your back thigh, think of turning your inner thigh to the ceiling. So it's an internal rotation of the thigh bone, and that will actually ricochet all the way down the inner leg. So we're squaring the hips off. Breathe in to reach up a little bit higher, and on the exhale, get deeper into your legs. Stabilize through your foundation, so the left heel is anchored to the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, twist to your left. Open the arms out. Inhale, back up. Exhale to twist. Ooh, a little wobbly. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Now hold this twist. Turn your right palm up to the sky. Reverse it out. Now let the left hand land anywhere on the back of the right leg. Breathe deep. And nice and long through the right baby finger. Press your thigh into your left hand. Good, now bring the right hand down to the mat. Step your left foot about 6 inches off to the side and drop open through the knee. Little twist here. You can bring your left hand onto your left thigh or your knee and twist. Sink down into the hips. Good, hands come down on the inside of the front foot. Take a step back, downward dog. All right, breathe in. Let this go now. As you exhale, contract. Get really strong in the belly. Right leg up. Exhale to step forward, crescent lunge. Set that up. Stabilize your foundation so your feet are on their own railroad track. Inhale, rise up. Reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Ground down through the center of your right heel. And like there's a scissoring effect that's happening through the hips. It's an isometric contraction. So as you engage the legs, keep pulling right hip back, left hip forward. There's not a lot of movement that's happening in this entire hip girdle. Strong through the foundation, through the hips. Take a breath in, get long. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Turn your left palm up to the sky, reach up, reverse the warrior. Right hand is on the back thigh. Lengthen through the left side of your body, from the front of the left knee, all the way up through, all the way through the hip flexors. Think of dropping the tailbone a little bit more to accentuate the stretch on the inside of your hip. Okay, now bring your left hand to the inside of the front foot. Take your right foot out a little wider. And you can either reach up, reach back, or bring your hand onto your right thigh and twist. Back knee is lifted. So these twisting poses that we're doing are heat inducing. You'll feel a lot of the body temperature rising as we're twisting through the abdomen. We're letting go of any lingering toxins, or if you had coffee, if you had coffee, it's gonna be a little bit warmer. Just a little bit, just a bit. Keep rolling through. Okay, hands come down, step back, high plank. Lower slowly and with control all the way down to your tummy, nice and slow. Reach back behind you, take a full breath in. Exhale, float up. You can interlace the hands or keep the hands free. Breathe into the entire back side of your body. Good. All right, now lower yourself back down. Nice deep breaths into your back. Flip your palms to the mat and cactus your arms. Now take the knees wide, bend the knees, bring your heels together. Breathe in. Exhale, lift your chest. Come onto the fingertips, just the chest. So the heels are still together. You might need to make some adjustments so that those little sensitive parts down there, they don't get hurt. They're important. Keep lengthening through the front of your chest. Squeeze the heels together. Lower down. Let the elbows land on the mat. Now we're just gonna practice lifting the heels up, okay? Heels up, thighs up. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift. Flex the feet, lift just the thighs, the knees. Forehead will either stay on down. Stay strong through your glutes. Lower the knees down. Take a breath and get long through the crown of your head. Exhale, float up. Maybe this time you take the hands off the mat too. Knees are down, lift the chest, and just notice what's happening as you're coming up higher. Are the knees wanting to flop up or lift up off the mat? Exhale, lower down. Take a breath in. Exhale, heels, knees lift. So the glutes, they're engaged. Oh yeah, you can feel them, but you're not like so strong that you're like cracking walnuts with those things, right? It's just like they're soft, but there's an engagement. Lower the knees back down. Now this time we're gonna do it together. So both sides of the body moving. Take a breath in, get long. Exhale, lift. Lift everything. Lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Stay engaged through your hands. Spread the fingers wide. Woo-hoo. Come down one more time. Big breath in, fill your entire low back. Exhale, lift. Keep pulling your belly into spine. Stay connected to that contact of the heels together. Notice how that changes the engagement in the back of your body. Okay, come on down. Hands under your shoulders. Push back. Child's pose. All right. Come forward, swing your feet off to one side, and let's come right onto your back. Slide yourself all the way down. Walk your heels in close to your tush. Now, I could see that I'm really close to my dear old friend Figgis here, so I'm gonna slide down a little bit more. Want to have some range of motion and some space above your head. All right, so bring your hands beside your hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, press your hips all the way up to the ceiling. Good, now lengthen your tailbone towards the space between your shins. Drop your navel into your spine. Lift from the hip bones, as if it's like, you know, like Pinocchio, and he has those strings that are like tied from the hips. Boing, pull them all the way up. Good, now exhale one more time. Inhale, bring your arms over your head. Exhale, hands come back up and lower your hips down. Bring your hands beside you. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, arms over your head. Now this time, instead of coming all the way to the floor, see if you can just hover your fingertips, the back of your hands, an inch or two off the mat. Stay nice and strong. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Good. Now go ahead, do this at your own pace. So as we exhale, the hips lift. The inhale, the arms come over your head, nice and slow. Now at first, it feels really different to have this long style of breathing. But if you've been practicing over time, you will develop the capacity to breathe that long and deep. Lift the hips. Inhale, arms up. Hover the fingertips just an inch off the mat. See if you could stay more connected to the triceps. Now flip your palms. Lifting, lifting, lifting. All right, exhale, back down. Let the knees knock together. Breathe into your entire back. And bring your knees into your chest and let the knees fall to your right. So take your left hand straight up to the ceiling. Let's do a little thumbs up action here. So thumbs up. Bring the arm forward. You can take the right arm out to the side to counter. And then all the way up and back, open the chest. And go big circles, big, big circles. Open it up. And then change the direction, go the other way. Close. And open up the chest. So we're just playing with that range of motion. Notice how this feels in the entire shoulder girdle. Now the next time you're in the most open position, open it up, stay there. Ooh, go down and then open. Now you could stay right here in this twist, or you could come into more of a yin style of stretch, which is called cat pulling tail. And you're gonna take that right knee and slide it behind you and let the top knee come to the floor. You'll probably need your block for that if you're really flexible, then you might come over. It'll look something like that. And then you could even take your right hand to your left thigh and externally rotate your thigh bone away from you. So that decompresses the left side body. We tend to drop heavy. So like when you're sleeping at night, and if you don't have a pillow underneath the knee, the hips drop quite a lot. So it feels good to have maybe your knee elevated if you're a side sleeper. You could get deeper into this twist by reaching back with your left hand to grab your right big toe. Now, if you have hold of your big toe, let it go. Bring the knee back together, and then we'll close it off. So close, bring the left arm over. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract the belly. Inhale, open your chest again. Exhale, engage your belly, come all the way up, over to the other side, So you can use your abdominal strength to get into that. So we're thumbs up, curl your right fingers in, take a breath in. Exhale, bring the right arm across your body. We'll do 3 big circles one way. Move with your breath, so you can time it out yourself. Notice how that feels, just going big, big circles. Maybe closing completely like a book and then opening it back up. Okay, change the direction if you haven't done that already. Okay, now stay in the open position. Let the shoulders land. Maybe the knees come closer to your abdomen. Option to stay here, or you could take the left knee, slide it back underneath you. So if you tuned into the yin class yesterday, we did this pose, and it kind of reminds me of like Super Mario Brothers, where Mario is like, or Luigi, you know, they're jumping to hit the coin with the head. This is what the legs are doing. They're doing that Mario Brother thing. Ba-ding! And you can reach back with your right hand, grab your big toe. Left hand to your thigh and roll the thigh bone away from you, or simply just press it away. It feels really good. Okay, let it go. Slide the left knee forward, then close off the twist. Come into that side lying position. Breathe in. Breathe out to engage your core. Inhale, come back up to center. Now exhale, bring the knees up nice and strong, come back up. Center your hips, hug your knees into your chest. Roll it really tight. Now roll yourself up to seated, and we'll take a few breaths in supported fish pose. I'm just going to check the time here. Oh, good, we got a whole lot of time. All right, so you're going to take your blocks. I haven't used them until now, but you're going to take the block, put one between the shoulder blades, and the other will come behind your head. So if you don't have 2 blocks, you have 1 block, you're just going to use the one between the shoulder blades at the lowest height, and your head will rest on the mat. If you don't have a block at all and you're using a book, just support your spine. So that's more important than bringing it behind the neck, because that's actually a different pose altogether. So as we lay back, You'll adjust so that the block is right in the back of the ribs, across like the bra line area, and the head can rest on a block. And while you're here, let's just play again with the range of motion of the arms. So we'll take the arms up, exhale to come all the way up. Ooh, there's the plant again. So as we come back, just see how that feels. The back of the hands resting, then out to the sides. Come back up. Work with whatever breath pattern feels good. We're just moving slow. Holding. Then cactus the arms if you need to come all the way through. Let's move right into that supported fish. So just relax here. Now this might feel really comfortable to stay here, and you're absolutely welcome to. You could also come into Baddha Konasana with the soles of your feet together as the knees drop open. Notice how your breath is feeling as it expands into your sternum. So that hard part in the center of your chest, that's your sternum. And then feel it umbrella the breath into the ribs. Might even feel good to bring your hands onto the belly. Notice how that feels to breathe into your hands. Okay. You can stay here if you would like a little longer, or you could start to make your way into final Shavasana. So we help the knees up. Actually just bring the knees all the way up. Roll onto your side. Move the blocks away from you. And come onto your back. It might feel good to even bring the blocks underneath your thighs. That helps to give you more support in your spine. If you have something to cover your eyes, now's a good time to just block the light out. If not, that's okay. And tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Lengthen your tailbone so that your entire spine is on the mat. So before we get really deep into Shavasana, let's do a little activation here. So bring your hands into tight little fists. Take a big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the hands, squeeze through the forearms, lift your elbows, and get really tight in the arms. Feel this all the way into your shoulders, into your chest. Good, and then relax. And the legs, curl your toes, take a breath in. Now point through the toes, squeeze your feet, squeeze the quads, lift your glutes, lift everything off the floor, lift, 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 get really strong and tight. If your heels are on the mat, lift the hips. Okay, relax down, let it go, let it go. Now all the limbs, hands and feet engage. Take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze everything, lift it all off the floor. Everything is lifting, 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 nice and strong. So we're constricting the blood flow through the entire body. And we relax down. Let the weight of your entire body fall heavy onto your mat. Just acknowledge the efforts of your practice today. Sending yourself a silent thank you, and to all those who may have been doing this practice with you in different parts of the world, wherever you are. Just a silent thank you for sharing space. Yeah. If you have the time today to rest in Shavasana, take all the time that you need. And the human being in me sees and honors the human being in you. From my heart to yours, namaste.